Space, the final frontier. This is a review show for Star Trek The Next Generation. Its continuing mission to explore interesting plot points, to seek out goofs and continuity errors, to boldly go where no other TNG review show has gone before. It's Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock. It's the TNG Review Show. Whoop, whoop. Where's my button? There it is. Good evening, everyone. It's us. We're back again to consign another episode of Star Trek The Next Generation to our vault. And eagle-eyed people amongst you will notice we're down a man. Unfortunately for us, Chief Sean has accepted a part in his amateur dramatics society play, which will be taking part on Wednesdays. So we've lost Sean for, I think, was it the next 2-3 months?
Yeah, but he did say he might sort of get home at around, was it like 9:45 each night? So if we're on late, he may join for the last segments.
Yeah, but without Sean, these shows might be a lot quicker. Who knows?
Do set up Sean, but for a little while.
But anyway, yep, he still supplied us with the quiz, so we still have quiz. We've just realised, just as we were coming on air and the intro was playing, we realised he supplied us the questions, but not necessarily the answers. So how that's going to work?
We're just going to have to take a consensus or look it up.
Yeah, we'll have to look it up or something as we go. But it's good because we can still play it.
Yeah.
Whether we get any of the answers right, we won't know, but it's all going to go right. It's all right. Anyway, good evening, everyone.
ChatGPT could probably, we could use ChatGPT to compare.
Yes.
We could probably get ChatGPT to actually make up the questions for us.
We
We'll
probably
replace
could.
Sean entirely. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it is going that way, isn't it? Where Chat GPT or those sort of tools can pretty much take over the entire thing, really, and we can just sit back and watch it ourselves. But okay, good evening, everyone. So going around the table to my co-hosts, seeing how their weeks have been. Mazza Bob, how have you been this week?
Been busy. My work has picked up significantly to the point where it's just crazy. I'm already like several days behind and I have more work to do than there are days in the week. And then my work said to me, can you find another 5 days of capacity in the next 3 weeks? And I was like, oh, but they still want me to try and take this extra work on. So it's fun times. And I'm also public speaking at 3 different occasions in 3 weeks, which is pretty scary.
Ooh.
So I've got all that to look forward to from next week onwards. Next week is week number 1. I'm doing like a webinar online. Then the next week I'm at an Experian forum in London. And the week after that, I'm at an annual data governance conference in London. So yeah, it's a little bit nerve-wracking.
I have a thing in London in a few weeks' time.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm up there 11th, 12th.
Oh, mine's not till later, actually. It's the 20-something, 20th.
Never mind. You're there the week after.
Tavikins Turner, how are you doing this week?
I am doing pretty good, and I've had a uneventful week, but crafty. I can actually show it to you guys. It's right next to me. We're changing the lighting in our home because we apparently have the wrong lighting. And there's way too much technical information about that.
Oh.
So I made a country ambient light lamp out of a 30-liter moonshine jug.
Oh, cool.
Christmas lights, and it looks really charming in the corner. I'm gonna put more lights in it, but
Nice.
it really makes the room look nice.
Yeah.
And it doesn't say we're alcoholics at all. It's refined country country decor.
Very cool.
I'm looking up the answer, so I don't mind tapping out of the quiz. I'm trying to get the answers while you guys are talking. So.
Oh, well done. Okay. I might win for a change.
I was like, he's struggling with what to say next. You might win, yes.
There's always an upside to these things, you know. We've had an interesting time this week. In the middle of Plymouth, someone dug up a World War II bomb. It's like a 250-pound World War II bomb that's currently called it off.
Called like a state of emergency or something.
Yeah, they've called it off a large part of the town centre, a sort of a district. It happens to be where my wife works, just on the outskirts of where my wife works, the area she works in. So Smiler Rainbow is currently working in primary school next to a cordoned off area because of a World War II bomb.
Ruth says it was on the national news.
Oh, was it? It made national news, did it? Yes.
Wow. I feel like we're famous.
Yeah, it's Plymouth doesn't get in the news very often, but we're in the news at the moment. So that's been exciting this week.
I was going to say, Monty, that Time Lord at the beginning was saying that he's never joined as early as this before, so he's never actually seen the intro before.
Oh.
And he was saying, wow, epic music. I was like, yeah, Tavi loves that music. She's always like bopping away to it while we're waiting for the show to go live.
Yeah.
But also, as was it Wookie pointed out, that we do sort of, or Monty Band does special intros sometimes, like with a Christmas theme or a Borgie theme, or you've done a few different ones stylized. So it's always worth tuning in to see what he puts in the intros.
Yeah. I keep threatening to turn the camera on as the intro's playing out just because Tavikins is getting a groove on to the intro music.
The intro is solid. I don't understand why all of y'all aren't just banging hard to that. The intensity of it.
Yeah. Yeah, we do love our theme tune.
I may be overly invested in it because I have like in my brain a spaceship like epic moment is going on. So there's other stuff.
I originally chose it because I thought it sounded like Babylon 5. I thought it sounded like the Babylon 5 theme tune from like season 3. It sounded a bit like that, you know. Or season 2, I think. But yeah. So yes. Oh, well, I'm glad you managed to join us, Tired Time Lord, to see the intro. Yeah, for change. Good evening as well to Stealthy Andy Steve. Good news. We're looking to do a Monty Zone next week, Andy. So more information will be coming out about that later. Good evening to Stu Plum. I hope you're doing well, and work has started on the collapsing front of Stu Plum's bungalow. So fingers crossed that'll come out. Mazima Bob's got a new family member, a Moopsie. Look.
Oh, come here. I'll take your cuddle. Oh. My little Moopsie.
Yeah.
Courtesy of Sean. He sent me my own Moopsie to love and stroke and call him Moopsie.
You're going to call him Moopsie.
He's so cute.
Yeah, he's very cute. Thank you, Sean, for that.
Thank you. And he's not the only one who's been buying me toys. I also have one of these.
Oh,
I know
it's
it's
a
not
Spock.
TNG related, but we've got almost matching tops. And he's got a little sort of tricorder thingy. Yeah, Chris went to London and he went to Hamleys and bought everybody toys. That was mine.
Nice. That's nice.
He's supposed to be bendy, so I'd quite like to do something like on what's it called? Oh no!
Can you make
Big
him do
Bang
that?
Theory. Well, he's no.
Shows you
Oh
already-
yeah, that was something that did irk Chris. He was like, "Why aren't his fingers apart?" He's just got like normal looking hands.
Ah,
I could probably like snip them.
yeah.
But yeah, sadly. But I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh yeah, he's bendy. So you know, like on Big Bang Theory, where he starts talking to Sheldon, and then every time he looks down, he's in like a different pose. It'd be cool to do.
Very good. Very good.
Let's see if I can do that.
Good evening to Wookie. I hope you're well, sir. And good evening to Ruth. Yes, she's heard all about Plymouth on the national news this week. Yeah. Good evening to everyone. It is a shame that Sean can't make it with us, but we shall continue, and hopefully he'll be finished up with his play or whatnot soon, and either join us at the end or in another one coming up. So yes, okay, I've got my spinning wheel. Of course, because Sean's not here, the bingo is going to be just general. If any of us say the bingo things, touch on a subject that's on a bingo card, Tavykins will shout it out and it'll go on your bingo. So even though Sean's not here, we shall
Oh, we've got red, yellow, and blue.
We've got red, yellow, and blue already, so that gets that out of the way pretty damn quick, wouldn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah. Okay, and Tired Time Lord, yes, I noticed you've been using your voice in your videos. I saw your breakdown of The Wrath of Khan, and I thought it was pretty good how you sort of taken on your own voice on the main character, but have kept the other voices in for the Ferengi and the Klingon and whatnot. That's very good. Very good, very good, very good. I should mention as well, congrats to Sean for inspiring Star Wrecked. Check out the latest Star Wrecked song, Pretty Fly for an AI, because Sean suggested the concept to Star Wrecked, and yeah, he's made it into a song, and he even shouts Sean out in the video. So yeah, and I think it's actually one of his best ones too. So have you seen it, Tavi? Yeah. Tavi?
Don't know. Maybe she can't hear you. I don't know. Can you hear
Say it
us?
again?
Have you seen this? Have you listened to the Star Wrecked parody "Pretty Fly for an AI" yet?
I have.
Oh, you have.
I have. I thought it was a very well-priced video. And I enjoyed that. It was delicious.
He's a really good writer. Like how he gets all those like little Star Trek facts in there and gets it all in with the tune. Like I love the Troy peptide cake, you know, and then just like how he weaves it all in there. It's just it's very clever. You want a link? You want a link to that?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
I'll get you a link.
Also, we've got Sean in chat. Did you know he told a dad joke? He says, "I'm sorry I'm late. I'm at an emotional wedding. Even the cake is in tears."
I actually said that at a wedding. I actually said that.
And also, Wookie thinks instead of having that spinny wheel thing later, maybe you could spin your D. I'm pretty sure that's what he was asking. Yeah, maybe your Enterprise.
Yeah, maybe my Enterprise. Yeah, that may be it.
Yeah. And Sean, if you're still there, send me the answers. One of them I can't find, and just now I was trying to let the episode run in the background so I could see who said something, and I'm like, oh god damn it! And, that's exactly
and then we went and asked you a question.
Yeah, and that's exactly when you'd asked me if I'd see the other video, and I'm like, wait, what?
Funny.
Here's a link to the Pretty Fly for an AI video. Put that in chat, and I'll just play the intro for you here, so you can see what it is. If I got that, you have to turn it on. There we go.
Report listed data.
Aye, sir!
Report listed data.
Aye, sir!
Report listed data.
Aye, sir! And all my crewmates say I'm pretty fly for an AI.
Just all the little clips as well, just of him being like funny.
Tango 732, Victor 731178888.
You know it's kinda hard just to trust AI these days, but our guy fights or passes them all in many ways. He may not have emotions, he may not get jokes, but he is so beloved. Let me tell you about this bloke. Introducing you to Picard's number 2. Gold sleeve, pale yellow eyes and sleek hair too.
Anyway, go. Sorry, I'm stopping it there. Go and check it out. But you'll see in the in here it does shout out somewhere. It does shout out Sean. I can't see it now for the love of me. Somewhere. Anyway, he shouts out Sean for it. He does in the video anyway. Here you go. I'll go to the end in a minute.
Shout out to Twitter user Sean O'Sullivan for coming up with the idea for the song and allowing me to use it. Thank you so much, Sean. I'd also like to give a
there you go. Shout out for Sean
cool.
at the end of the video. Very, very cool.
Look at our famous host. He's acting and being productions.
Yeah. Giving ideas to top YouTubers. You know.
What a creative.
What a creative. Can't turn up for his own show, but you know. Anyway, right. So getting on with the show. Let's just get the first picture ready. Share the screen. There we go. Start off with a D pic. So, this week we are consigning to the vault Attached, which is episode 8 of season 7 of Star Trek The Next Generation. Production number 40277-260. It first aired on the 8th of November 1993 in the US. and was the 59th to be both produced and released in 159th to be both produced and released in TNG. It was written by Nicholas Sagan, the son of the astronomer Carl Sagan, interestingly enough. His first of 2 episodes that he wrote for TNG, the second one being Bloodlines. And it was directed by Jonathan Frakes. Our number 1. This was his 7th of 8.
Penultimate.
Yeah.
Oh, were you about to say that?
With the last episode being Mazin Bob.
Sabrosa.
Yeah, what a way to go out.
But then he did a load of, was it Voyager? Yeah, and things like that, and films.
Yeah.
And
Films,
so he kind
Voyager,
of acquitted himself
Picard,
well in other regards.
Discovery. Yeah. Definitely not his last episode or penultimate episode, just in TNG. I forgot to say as well, has everybody got their blood wine this evening? Let us know.
I do. I have a Saracosa Toscana Governo. Italian. Yummy, yummy.
Yummy yummies. Let us know in chat if you have a cup of tea or a beer or whatever it is. What's your blood wine this evening? Let us know. And while you're at it, as you're writing, don't forget to hit the like button. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else with the production there, Maz?
No, I had the same as you.
Yeah, okay. Straight on with the teaser then. So the Enterprise has arrived at Kesprit 3 in order to evaluate an unusual request on the part of the Kess for associate membership to the Federation. In Picard's quarters, the Doctor and the Captain are having some breakfast. Picard's not paying attention to Crusher's gossip about a romance developing between Nurse Ogawa and Ensign Markson, whoever Ensign Markson is, as he's preoccupied about concerns about their current mission. It turns out that Kesprit is still a fractured civilization of two peoples, the Kess and the Prit. The Kess are keen to join the Federation, but the Prit are xenophobic isolationists. I quite like this shot. Smiler Rainbow thought the kettle looked like some sort of like G string or some sort of jock strap or something. Just started giggling at the shape of the kettle, and I was like, "What?" She was like, "The kettle's got a bulge." I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." So that's there you go. It was the favourite part of the scene. Yeah. So what we got? What is your favourite area of the D? You guys, what's your favourite area of the D?
Ooh. I like where the saucer section connects to the secondary hull.
That shaft. I mean, probably 10 forward, because that's where the booze is, right?
That is where the booze is. Yeah, that is where the booze is. I'm a bridge man. Yeah. Stuplin's got the homebrew American rum oak ale. Nice.
Okay. Hold on. You guys went into specifics like actual compartments. I thought when you meant the parts, I thought it was more external. But obviously mine is Data's bedroom.
Data's quarters. Yeah.
That's obvious.
Wookiee likes the helm. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Not helmet. Am I still asking the questions, Tavi? I know you're looking at the answers, but I just realized I can't copy and paste.
Yes, please ask the questions.
So I'm trying to type them in freehand.
There's a slick operation we got going on here.
I can't cope with that, Sean.
We can't cope. Sean's not here. It all just falls apart.
That That's fine. I just wanted to check. I'll start typing them into my phone.
He has a vital role. We're
Yeah.
all here serving a purpose.
He's like the glue that holds it all together. Hello, Smiler Rainbow. The wrench is in the house. Good evening. Okay. Where was I? Oh, yes. Kettle. I was just telling him about your kettle theory there. About him. The doc engages in a bit of whataboutism and postulates, but what if Australia hadn't joined the New World Order? I mean, the United Earth government. In 2050, would Earth not been allowed in the Federation? But Riker, Picard thinks it's foolish to compare those things. Riker calls Picard to the bridge as Ambassador Morik is waiting on the planet below. So Picard and Crusher cut their brekkie short, and the doc tells him that she's got a special Vulcan dish planned for tomorrow's breakfast. And they both head to the transporter room. Yep. Worf is standing ready to beam them down, as the Kess security relay station has to sync their lowering of their shields to allow the transporter signal through. And Worf conducts the beaming. Job done. Pats himself on the back. Worf's like, now it's time to go drink some prune juice. But no, something's wrong. The relay station hails them to say that they're still waiting to receive their visitors. Picard and Crusher are gone. But where? This is a look on a Klingon who's just lost his captain. A look of confusion. And that is the end of your teaser.
Right.
Oh, I should say, sorry, it's all gone wrong. It's question time.
It is. It might take me a moment, but I at least type the first question in. There we
It's all
go.
right, I'll drink my blood wine and wait. It's fine.
Are you typing? I can say it while you're typing it in.
Yeah, go
Oh
on.
yeah, do you want to say it?
Read it out.
Yeah. So the question for the teaser is, what was the name of the ensign Crusher was complaining about? Was it A, Mariner, B, Markson, C, Mayweather, D, Mulcahy?
Mulcahy?
And your bonus is, what type of breakfast was Crusher planning for the next day?
Yeah. There you go, see? We've got this all under control. That's your question.
That's a bit premature for you to do this.
I'm finding out the guest.
Do we have any
yes.
tribs or goofs?
Yeah, I'll stop typing for a minute and go to tribs. Right. So first, the stardate was 473 or 4.2. So, there's a 47 in there. I mean, it had to happen at some point with stardates, right? So I don't know if it's a deliberate 47 reference, but I thought I'd point it out anyway. What else? Oh, there's a few sort of interesting factoids there, isn't there? That, every member of the Federation had entered as a unified world, and that the Earth's government was created in 2150. And also the species here, the Kess or the Kesprit, they obviously used Kess for
Kess.
character name in Voyager subsequently.
Also, I think
That's all I got.
Kesprit sounds quite funny because they're desperate in Kesprit. Desperate in
Desperate and Kesprit.
Oh,
Deary me.
Dear.
You need the tumbleweed sound for that
Sorry,
one. Tumbleweed, please.
There they
Yeah,
go.
I vote for
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
So have most people answered? Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 answers. Is that everybody? Hi, Mickey. Just noticed Mickey in chat.
Oh, good evening, Mickey. I hope you're well.
Did we miss anything else as well? There was something about Doctor Who. Oh, I'm not going to. Oh, the 11th Doctor appears in the holodeck landing the TARDIS in the middle of Picard's Dixon Hill program. Really? It's very cool. Oh, it's a comic. He's talking about a TNG Doctor Who crossover comic. Awesome.
I was going to say, I don't think he does.
Yeah,
In a comic, oh yeah,
sounds
that
pretty
would
cool,
make
though.
sense. That would make sense.
He
He has a
I
follicle
think
theory.
that's most people answered, I think.
He has a follicle theory that the better hairdos involved in the story in a Star Trek, the better the Star Trek. So you got Janeway in her hairdos. Is that why then Pike's hair just like grows and grows and grows, like higher and higher as Strange New Worlds goes on?
I think it's an internal captain with hair ranking system. Like you're leveling up. When you get to Picard's level, just go bald, just lose it all.
Yeah. Yeah. But then again, I didn't think Strange New Worlds season 2 was very good.
Should we do answers?
And that was maximum hairdo, wasn't it? So, I haven't done it. I haven't. Hang on.
Yeah, you haven't answered.
I haven't,
You haven't answered.
no. I think it's B and Vulcan something. Vulcan something. Can't remember what. Some sort of Vulcan dish. Okay, you can do the answers now.
Have we got the answers? Or are we basing it on what we think? Anyway, I believe it to be B and Vulcan.
I think you're right.
That is correct. I do have the answers.
You do.
Correct answer is B, and the bonus is a Vulcan dish, not specifically specified, but we're presuming it's a vegetable one.
Okay, so we got
Vulcan's right then.
Tired.
Yeah, me, Time Lord, Ruth, Stu Plum, and you.
Stuplum.
Can you add me as a as a Wookiee too?
Maybe everybody gets 10 points added if we get Tavi. Everybody loses 10 points if we hit Wookiee.
Should we put Tavi in as a bonus? Everybody.
He can be the black hole and I'll be the white hole.
Yeah. Right.
Wookiee says the glory hole spin. What?
The glory hole of spinning. And it's Ruth. Hello, Ruth. Ruth got the first spin. Bonus points to Ruth. Right. So on to Act 1. So it looks like they were knocked out in their transport, wherever they transported to. Picard regains consciousness on the floor of some kind of dimly lit cell. Beverly's there with him, and Picard deduces that they are on Kesprit. It's not too much of a deduction, isn't it? Because they just were beaming down to Kesprit, and it's like, well, I think we're on Kesprit. Yes, you would be. Beverly finds that they have restraining bolts embedded in their necks, and deduces it's connected directly to their brain stems. I don't know how quite she does that, because she just kind of looks at it stuck on the back of the neck and goes, that's plugged directly into your brain stem. How did she know that without like a tricorder or anything? I don't know.
Guess she was guessing from superficial placement.
Guess so. Representatives of the Pritz Security Ministry enter and tell them that they are prisoners charged with working with the enemy. Conspiring, that's it. Conspiring with the enemy. She tells them that the device will calibrate itself to their psi wave patterns, And they'll be able to tell whether they are telling the truth or not. Conspirators. Yes, conspiring. Conspiratory. Back on the Enterprise, Data finds nothing wrong with the transporters. Worf finds evidence of an unusual concentration of anti-graviton particles in the emitter coils. Oh no. Which Data thinks might indicate the use of a tractor beam. So the beam must have deflected the transporter to a different location. Data isolates the signal to the Pret Alliance, and Riker orders Worf to contact Marek to schedule a meeting right away. I mean, it's pretty clever for these people that have never left their planet, use lasers and things, but they have a tractor beam that can deflect a transporter beam signal off a transporter pad and direct it straight into their base.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
I mean, it does give us hope, because if we don't end up becoming a extraplanetary species, like Neil deGrasse Tyson was going on about, and he's like, instead of using all this technology to try to build Mars, how about you just, or turn Mars into Earth, how about we turn Earth back into Earth with it? Because we have the technology to, like they did in Enterprise, where you saw like asteroid deflector systems that are like blowing things out of Earth's orbital range. And I was like, yeah, pretty impressive. This planet might be one of the examples of that. Or at least that's what I was thinking when I saw it. That they didn't become extraplanetary, but they did beef up everything they did have going for them.
Yeah.
And they were pen pals with everyone else. Yeah.
So, back in the cell, Picard's testing out the confines of the cell to see if he can find a weak point, whilst Beverly is just sort of stood there staring at him. Then a member of the Blue Men group gingerly drops off a plate, and Picard tries to lunge at him, but he's too quick and closes the door. Yes, clever fluffers. The doc thinks at least they have food, but when she opens it, it's actually her tricorder. Handy dandy. Not only is it a tricorder, but it has a map showing an escape route. Picard thinks this might be a trap, but Beverly thinks they should take their chances now anyway, because it's all they have. So they use the tricorder to open the cell door, and they're off. I know it's only like, bits of foam probably and egg cartons or whatever, but I thought that back wall looks pretty groovy. It's well painted, looks grimy and like industrial.
What I loved about this bit is how she's kind of like tiptoeing. It looks kind of silly, but in that kind of a situation, you might be, going, oh gosh, I don't want anybody to hear us.
Well, she doesn't really make any movement when she walks anyway, because because of her like dancing background, she always kind of like, I don't know, never seems to leave an impression like in the carpet wherever she goes. She seems really like light-footed, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Whenever she picks anything up like a tricorder and puts it back down, you never hear it go tap or anything, because it's always like whooshed off the table and then whooshed back on the table, It's because she's a doctor and like she does surgery. Yeah. Anyway, it's the end of the act, so it is question time again, I'm afraid.
Okay. We'll copy you, Reed.
All right. So Act 1, the question is, what technology is used to redirect the transporter beam? And the bonus...
That's the bonus question.
Oh, no, that's the bonus. It sure is. Sorry. First question. Scene 1. Who discovers the anti-graviton traces in the transporter? Was it A, Riker, B, Worf, C, Data, D, Geordi? And the bonus again, what technology is used to redirect the transporter beam?
Well, if you were listening to my droning on, I think you would be able to work out the answers to those two. As Time Lord says, Wookiee asking the important questions. Does Worf's beauty queen band cause any chafing of the fabric on his uniform? Interesting parties want to know.
You think it would end up like making that fuzz pick up? He'd have to constantly remove the little pills.
Oh, yeah.
Unless he's got satin under there and it just slides.
Yeah. I reckon his last one, you know, the one from season 1 that was just like gold braids, I reckon that probably chafed a lot more than the sort of bobbly metal one.
I wonder who came up with the rules on like his uniform rules on how to put it on and what's considered acceptable.
Yeah, because
somebody who didn't want to say no to a Klingon, probably.
Yeah.
Be like, no.
Because didn't
let him do it.
Didn't Picard or Riker have problems with Rose earring at one point or something?
Yeah.
It was a standard uniform.
And a lot of people at the time were like, well, how comes Worf gets away with it? It's like, well, I guess he'd earned it by that point.
Yeah.
Time was saying and in bad standing.
Time was saying, I thought it was called a baldrick or a baldwick.
A baldrick.
Oh. Yeah, that's true. It is.
Yeah.
So anyway, in terms of trivs and goofs and stuff, I don't have much. This is a really short act, but as you kind of pointed out, that Beverly said the implants were connected directly to the brainstem, but then Lauren says that they're. What is it? She says something like it's implanted in the cerebral cortex.
Yeah.
Which is kind of in a different place. It's a large part of the brain, but it's not necessarily at the base of the neck.
No.
But, yeah, but either way, this kind of ambiguity and neuroanatomy technobabble is quite typical of Star Trek. They often refer to the brain as the cerebral cortex, even though it's only a part of the brain. And my other things were just some more comments, but I thought their uniforms looked familiar. Did you say that they've been used somewhere else?
I don't know. I just called them the Blue Man Group uniforms.
Yeah, they did look familiar to me. I feel like they might have been in a Voyager episode, but there was nothing in it in the trivia about it. It just rang a bell. But that was all I had. Not very much, short act.
But not with the hoods.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's seen, if anybody knows where they're from, let us know. Answers on a postcard. Oh, Time Lord's dropping off the chat because he's popping out, but he'll hopefully still be listening in. All right,
okay.
Get your answer for the question in now. I just remembered I haven't answered the question myself. So I think
I just did that as well. I haven't seen many answers. Oh, it's because I haven't got all messages on.
Here we go.
No, is there an answer from Ruth? I don't see one.
Ruth, you there? Come in, Ruth.
Is there an answer for? Oh, Stu Plum's answered. Yeah, so Stu Plum, yourself, and myself have answered. But yeah, we're missing Time Lord and Ruth at the moment.
I'll keep waffling on for a little bit.
Here we go. Answers.
I've got. I'll just give him one more minute to get an answer in.
Yay, she's got her answer in.
I've got some. We're going to do some Google Street View or Google Maps things later on to find some filming locations because we're out and about in this episode. So we're going to have a little play with Google Earth tonight. So
I actually noted down in my notes, it's nice to be on location. Where is this, Monty Brown? I was going to ask you. Yeah.
Well, I found something in Memory Alpha of a behind the scenes shot of Riker on a camera crane. And I was like, I can use this. I can use this to find the shooting location. So I did. I used that one photo to find the shooting locations for this episode. And I'll show you all about it later.
Good. Okay, so it seems like everybody has either answered just B or B and tractor.
B
They,
and
they
tractor.
drove a tractor up to it and
Yeah.
knocked it on the head with a combine harvester.
You've got a brand new combine harvester, and I'll give you the key.
No?
Well, the answer for that is B. It was Worf who brought it up.
Yeah.
And transporter beam. No, sorry. Tractor beam.
Tractor.
Yay!
Yeah.
That would
So I
be
think that's,
Maddie Mont and Ruth on the spinny device.
so no stew plum this time, unfortunately.
No.
And
No Tired Time Lord
no
either.
Tired Time Lord either. So we'll just take those names off for a moment.
You're welcome to add me as the white hole to Wookiee's black.
Yeah, we got you as the white
You're
hole.
on there now. You
So,
are on there.
Here we go. Ooh, not Wookie. Oh, look. We all get 10 points.
Hey! Booster point. Thank you. Ah, Stuplum didn't get them.
No, none to
Never
Stu
mind,
Plum.
Stuplum.
But well done to Ruth, and well done to Maz, and well done to Monty. There we go. Okay.
So at the
excellent.
moment, Ruth is slightly in the lead by 10 points on account of the first spin.
Ooh. Okay, so on to Act 2. We have Ambassador Morik has arrived on the Enterprise and apologizes for this unfortunate incident. And they take him to the observation lounge. He offers to send a rescue team into Prit, capital C, sometime in the next 3 hours, but Riker would prefer to attempt a diplomatic solution first. Mark, though, thinks that it'll be impossible to follow a diplomatic solution because he has no diplomatic channels of communication with the Prit. They have never needed to contact them, and there's not even been a need for a planetary emergency. They basically ignore each other thoroughly. Worf suggests tapping into Prit's communications frequencies and contacting them directly, though Mark thinks that it's a complete waste of time. Riker decides to give it a go. Mark also points out that the Prit were aware of the captain's transport because of a leak within his own office, so to ensure that doesn't happen again, he requests a base of operations on the Enterprise, and Riker agrees. Worf shows the guests to some guest quarters. Though they initially seem skeptical, they eventually agree to take the room. Worf offers his services as security chief to advise if they need anything, but they politely decline. Up to this point, you kind of think with these guys, well, they do seem like the sensible ones, you know? They're not the kidnapping, torturing type. And they seem generally reasonable. But then this is the first hint, isn't it? The way they're like really cautious about this simple room, and you start to think, there's something not quite right about these people.
Nope.
Paranoid much.
Meanwhile, Picard takes off his leisure jacket because it's a bit hot in the caves. And they find their way into some lava flow tubes below the Prit base. It turns out that it's full of methanogenic compound gas, and it starts to light at various times. The Doc uses the tricorder to time them to guide them through it without them getting burnt or exploded. Incidentally, that was the last time we see Picard's leisure jacket, the old red and grey uniform. As he casts it aside in this cave, thus it's gone from the show, never to return. So the Doc sees them out Once they're on the other side of the eruptions, they look safe. But then the dock detects a buildup of gas, and they've got to run for it, and there's a massive explosion. And that is the end of Act 2.
Golly my gosh, another short act.
It's question time again.
And copying and pasting.
It is a girthy D. Yeah.
Oh my. All right, so question time while she's typing that in. Act 2, correct?
Yep.
Correctamondos.
What type of gas does Beverly detect? And the bonus question, the options are A, methanogenic, B, butanogenic, C, propansiogenic, D, hydrogenic. And the bonus question is, what is the nickname that Beverly tried to hide from the crew that we found out in Data's day?
Yeah, I'm just typing that in. Sorry, I only halfway got through that sentence.
You know, with like answers like those, that when Sean gives out the answer, he'd be going, and what episodes did we hear those other gases? When did we hear propanogenic? And be like,
well, this is it. I
Sean.
thought that with this first question, actually. We didn't do it, but he named like Mariner, of course, like she's from Lower Decks,
Yeah.
and like Marks and Mayweather, that rings a bell.
yeah.
And then there's Mulcahy.
That
Or
Mayweather's
Mulcahy.
from Enterprise. He was the pilot.
Yeah, he's the guy that sits the front, the helm.
Yeah, those did have some meaning. And then the other was Riker, Worf, Data, Geordi. Obviously, they had their meaning. But I think I know where he's going with this one. So yeah, interesting. I'm just going to put in my answer, and then
Unfortunately, I do think
Mayweather.
Mayweather is one of the most forgettable Star Trek characters of all time. I always get him confused with the guy that helms the Galaxy Quest.
Yeah.
So hopefully I've answered that right. Okay, we're at Act 2, right?
Act 2, that's the one. Yeah.
You
Busy,
obviously
busy.
mentioned that the last time he uses his jacket.
It is the last time. I was sad to see the jacket go.
So Crusher says she smells gas, but as quite a few people know, gas in its natural state is odorless, and they actually add the smell so that you can tell when there's a buildup of household gas. But having said that,
That's
she
Earth
wasn't
natural gas,
necessarily
though, isn't
smelling
it?
household gas.
Yeah.
So perhaps the gas she did smell had some kind of smell, but we don't know for sure. And that's really all I had, because again, it was a very short act.
Wow.
I actually got onto making my notes for Act 3 before I'd realised like several acts had gone by, and then I had to go back and like chop up my notes into the acts.
What was the second question? Bonus question?
The bonus question was, what was the nickname that Beverly tried to hide from the
Yeah.
crew that they found out in Data's day? Yeah. But there's sort of slightly cheesy effects on the fire stuff here, but at least they're out and about and doing stuff.
Oh, I thought it looked all right.
It was not too bad.
It wasn't too bad.
There's some bits where they're going around and you see like the light from the heat, and then you see her hair kind of move, and that's actually kind of real. They've got some flame thing over there, and then there's other bits where you think, oh yeah, it's just obviously superimposed on. But
Well, I think what they did here was, because this is like a real flame, and I think the way it lit the room, I think it was in the room, but I think they had like a transparent glass between the flame and them, and what we're seeing is a reflection, because it comes from nowhere on this like sandy floor.
Oh yeah.
So I think there was probably like over here behind the camera, there was like a like a giant Bunsen burner type thing. And they
Yeah,
just go,
I was going to say, I have a Bunsen burner in mind when I look at that.
yeah,
but-
the whoosh of a Bunsen burner, and it reflects off the glass in front of the camera. And do you know what I mean? I think that's how they did it. But yeah,
Maybe.
but I think that one's just like a superimposed, like After Effects type job. Probably done. I mean, I haven't got the comparisons, but I imagine that's like a redo from the Blu-ray HD. It looks slightly different in the original. Yes, there you go.
Timeline's back. So everybody's answered the question.
Hey.
And everybody answered A and Dancing Doctor. The Dancing Doc.
And the correct answer is A, and the Dancing Doctor.
The Dancing Doctor. Time Lord being
Yay.
timey-wimey.
So I think Stuplum missed the bonus, but Tired Time Lord needs to be added. Spin that wheel.
Oh, sorry. Yes, bad timings. I think you're in the United States, aren't you? So
Yeah, it's late evening for us.
earlier in the evening for you. Must be East Coast side then, I guess. Spinning the wheel. Do dip 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 do dip dip. Oh no! Oh no! Oh yes! It's Tavi.
We all get 10 points.
I like it when Tavi gets.
I know, it's working
I
well
usually
for
go,
us.
not Tavi again, but now it's like it's great. It's great. I like this rule.
Glad
Yes,
to be
4
observed.
p.m. Yeah. All good. Okay, so Act 3 then. Starting Act 3. So we're on the bridge. Data finds correct hailing frequency for the Prick Communication Network. So they call the minister's office. I've got some actual pictures on this. That's the... so it goes from this, right? Data's contacting the... or found the frequency. We then see a shot of the science station. And you can't see it in this picture, but Beverly Crusher is actually reflected in this glass.
Ah, yeah, I read about that, and then I looked for it and I couldn't see it, but I figured it had to be this scene.
So
Did they take it out?
I took this image and I put it through my Photoshop thing and played
Yeah, it looks like
around.
the-
Played around with the contrast settings and whatnot, and come up with this.
Ah, clever.
So you can see, you can just about make out there Beverly and Riker. And what this also taught me as well, from the episode that they took it, you can actually just about here make out what the screen looked like. You can see like the blobs of the display that they literally blurred out to then like digitally overlay this screen. If you know what I mean.
Cool.
They blurred this bit and then overlaid the PRIT National Communication Net. Yeah. And we'll see it again a little bit later on. And I'll show you another one. But yeah, there's so it goes from like that. Oh no, not that to that. Crusher stood there, so that was quite funny. Anyway, the official they reach is not happy that they've been called without authorization, so they hang up. How rude. The Enterprise then gets hailed by the Prit Security Council representative. I've forgotten. Lauren, that's it. Security Minister Lauren, who met with Picard and Crusher in the cell earlier. And she tells the Enterprise to fluff off, basically. Which they do. And just to show you, I wonder, right, looking at that image, I wonder if it's the same deal with the Crusher thing. So I put this one through Photoshop as well, and indeed, you put it through Photoshop, there's Crusher again, which I thought was quite funny as well, because you can actually see like the black box that they like pasted over the image to inset the video file in. And actually you can see her a little bit clearer in this one.
You're super sleuth, you.
Yeah. So yes, the Kess enter the bridge and tell Riker that they've freed the captain and the doctor. Hooray! Give him a cheer. There you go. Oh, you've frozen, Maz.
Bye.
Yeah.
You hear me?
I can hear you, but you've frozen. I don't know why.
Oh yes, I am.
Yeah. So the Kess they have supplied the captain and the doc with mapping instructions on how to make their escape. And once they're out, they will be helped over the border. Riker wants to know the details, but the ambassador will only discuss it in their quarters that they have been assigned. They don't want to discuss it on the bridge. People are listening. Back on the planet, Crusher and Picard realize they are starting to hear each other's thoughts when Beverly hears that Picard's feeling thirsty. Then they find a tunnel to climb out of their predicament, but Picard hears that Beverly is scared of heights. Something we never knew. On the Enterprise, Riker enters the Kess's quarters to find that it's now a modern props wonderland. I have now waxed lyrical with Sean about the joys of modern props, but it reminded me of a scene from Aeroplane 2. Anybody out there know Aeroplane 2? With William Shatner. And I just got a clip. I'll probably get copyright strike for this, but it is a clip of what I was thinking of. Oh, hang on. That's gone to the wrong browser.
What have you found?
All I found is that these red lights keep moving back and forth. Aside from that, this thing seems to have no other function whatsoever, sir.
Well, that's impossible. It must have some sort of function. I mean, why would the government put all that money into a thing with red lights that keep going back and forth? Doesn't make any sense. Keep working on it.
Sir, yes, these lights keep blinking out of sequence, sir.
I see.
What should we do about it, sir?
Get them to blink in sequence.
You.
These lights
Rorschach.
keep blinking out of sequence.
What do you got?
What do we do
Oh, we've
about
run
it?
these tests, sir. Thank you, Rorschach. What do you make of these, Captain?
It's a bird, it's a cow, it's a horse with a hat on it.
Sir?
Sorry. Just made me think of this these scenes with William Shatner. He's got all these modern props surrounding him, full of blinking lights and things. But yeah, yes. Hopefully they're all back now. Everyone's back.
Who else left?
No, you left, but we're all here. So Morik tells Riker how they have Prit spies who will meet Picard and Crusher and will escort them over the border to Kess. He doesn't allow Riker to send his own people, as he tells him the Kess have a lot of experience in dealing with the Prit, and it's unnecessary. Back on the planet, Crusher and Picard connection grows. Beverly is getting on Picard's nerves thinking about her grandma's vegetable soup because she's hungry. It's now all he can think about. They decide to try to put some distance between each other to see if that helps break the mental link, but every time they move away they feel really ill, so they decide it's probably best to stick together. And that is the end of Act 3. It's the same area they filmed Dharma. Yes. Well, to be honest, it's the same area that they filmed. They filmed a lot of, basically most of the away missions around this area. I will show you. Sorry, it's question time, Maz. If you guys want to do the question.
Yeah, I'm just I've got some of question 3, but I can't keep on trying to type it into my phone. I'm having to go between screens. I'm not listening to anything you're saying. I'm not able to keep an eye on chat.
Oh,
so
no.
The rest of them from here on out will have to be verbal, I think.
Do you want me to do it? I can do it.
Okay, and I can read. This is number 3. Who did the print official say they needed permission from for a communication form? To form communications. I think that's a bit odd. So A, the embassy. B, the prime minister. C, Department of Foreign Affairs. D, Security Ministry. And the bonus is, what thought did Picard have that caused Beverly to say aloud, "Me too"?
Me too. Oh yeah, I think I know.
I'm not sure about the first one. I'm pretty sure about the second one. Okay.
Yeah, if you want me, I can copy and paste them in for the next question.
Oh, if you can. Yeah, I couldn't. It was in like a PDF. I couldn't copy the text on my phone from what he'd sent into chat. And on computer, I didn't have YouTube chat up, so I was trying to type it on my phone. Anyway, Act 3, right?
Act 3, yeah.
Here we go. So yeah, we did that. So apparently one of the aides is wearing an armband, which has got the insignia of a rear admiral on it. But I was having a look, and they look like sort of silver bands with sort of lines on them and stuff, but I couldn't really see that level of detail on the screen I was looking at. I don't know if you noticed that or...
I didn't notice, no.
Beverly's fear of heights that was implied in Chain of Command is confirmed here. I think that was where she's on like that away mission thing and they've got to rappel down a cliff or something, wasn't it? If I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, she didn't like it, did she? Yeah, I remember. Chain of Command Part 1, wasn't it, when they were training in the holodeck?
That's the one. That's the puppy. When Riker goes to assign quarters for Morik, he sees all kinds of equipment, and he said that it's there for security reasons, but I mean, Morik wouldn't have been able to just get that stuff on board, right? It would have either had to have come on by a shuttlecraft or been transported up, and they would probably, I don't know. It strikes me that Riker would either have known about it all, or they would have stopped him from bringing all of that technical equipment on board. But yeah. And then towards this end bit here, it's like initially they get quite far apart before they start feeling the nausea. And then Picard stumbles back to her. And then she takes about 2 steps away from him and feels nauseous again, like it's much closer than the first time. But then again, the implants could have like an escalating effect. Like after you've done it once, they become more sensitive to punish you further. And eventually you'll end up being like right up next to somebody and not able to move at all. Who knows? But yeah, that's all I've got really for observations and things. Did you have any observations and things?
So this is the behind the scenes photo.
Nice.
That we have to work with. So I took that, thinking of this shot here. I took that. We went to Google Maps. We move away from my beloved Plymouth in the southwest of England. We travel across the pond and we head to Los Angeles. And the Hollywood sign is here. So I figured, right, so we're looking up at the Hollywood sign. We have another ridge with some houses and a trail that goes up the hill. So we have another ridge between that and that. So, right, I figured we've got to be over this way somewhere. So if we come down to about here, we can see a ridge line here with some houses. The ridge line goes up and then there's a trail up the hill there, just like what we see here. And then I looked down what was roughly below me, and lo and behold, we have Bronson's Caves. So when they came out of the cave, if I prop my thing down about here, that's the shot of them coming out of the cave. Right there. And then looking at this shot here, I thought, right, I'm looking for like a little canyon with a little windy path, some rocks, and a sort of central circular area. So looking around this area, I thought, hang on a minute. This is a... Hang on. This is a circular area. This is like a little windy path. There's some rocks. Luckily, there was a there is a couple of photo points here. So if we look up here, you see we got this windy path. This circular area here. We've even got a couple of rocks like on the side of the windy path. And that is literally this area here. You can even see the rocks in the distance there. We've got this like flat rock with two lines coming off of it. And then you look here and we have this flat rock here with two lines coming off of it. This is that exact rock formation here. So there you go. This is the exact spot this scene took place in. But now they've got this really cool circular thing here. I will show you one more location. I'll leave that here, and we'll look at one more location in a minute as we go forward. So yeah, it's quite interesting. Or the sort of thing that I find interesting. Just bored everybody to tears for 5 minutes.
Give everybody time to answer.
Yeah, well, that's the important thing. Did I answer?
So most people said D, and yes, you did. You said D and thirsty.
Yes.
Everybody else said D and hungry. And Sean has joined in chat and says it was thirsty.
It was thirsty. It was, yeah. It was Beverly when they were in the cave. It was the first time you realise that they've got a connection. They're walking along the cave, and out of nowhere, she just goes, "Me too." And you're like, and he's like, "I didn't say anything." She's like, "You're thirsty." Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. I was thinking about it later, you know, with Grandma's chicken soup.
Oh no! Am I the only one on the?
You're the only one.
Oh
Tabby
no! I've got
between
Tabby.
you and Wookie.
At least it's not a 50-50 chance of losing. You've only got you've actually got a 66-33 chance of winning.
Oh no! Look at that. It's not as bad as normal, I guess. Right then. You sure nobody else? Just me? I'm sure Sean got it. He set the quiz, but all right.
He's playing somehow.
Here we go then. God damn it.
Oh. He loves 10 points.
Oh.
Damn it. Oh well, never mind. 10 points gone.
I take it the D was right? We didn't. I didn't
Correct.
actually wait
It's
for
correct.
Tabby to
The
give
D
us
was
the
right,
answers.
yeah.
And a thirst.
Right.
Yeah.
So, onwards with Act 4. There you go. As their as their connection grows, the Doctor and the Captain are learning more about each other. The Doc realizes that sometimes the Captain makes confident decisions when he doesn't really have a clue. And the Captain realizes that the Doc always has some acerbic remark on the tip of her tongue that she chooses not to share. It's quite interesting, I think, finding that out about the Doctor. I can kind of see that. The Doctor admits that her mouth has always got her into trouble, including embarrassing a boy that she went on a first date with when she took the mick out of his growing beard. Picard picks up that she feels shame about that incident now, and she does. They spot a pricked guard, so they decide to not head to the village, but head straight to the border instead, and change their plan. This was the other image. I saw this and thought, well, I found that other place. I reckon I could find this one as well. So I thought, right, well, it's got to be around the same location because they never move cameras not very much, you know? What are they going to do? They had cameras here looking up the valley this way. I thought if they just turn those cameras round and point them out this way, we've got a nice sort of shale slope here. So I thought, right, okay. So is there hopefully a place? So, oh look, we've got one here. So I plonk that down there and look in this direction. Oh look, we've got a gravel slope. And if you look at this gravel slope, we've got this like white outcrop of rock below this dark rock. And it's got, oh, it's actually not very well rendered. Sometimes it does that, but it's got like a crack in it here. So if you look at the actual one, we got the dark rock up here. We got this slope. We've got this light coloured rock with a crack in it. And that's what we've got. We've got here. It's slightly a different location, and for whatever reason, this picture is not wanting to. It's not wanting to render in particularly well. Oh, that's a bit better. And if we look at the, again, it's not. Doesn't want to render in, does it? But if you look at the pattern of the rocks behind, up here, you see these two square, like diamond-like shapes with like cracks going through them. It's these two here, look. That exact same rock. That exact same rock formation is still there. Unfortunately,
Wookie wants to know, how do you people who are like Dustin Hoffman in that Rain Man movie like to be addressed? Is Rain people okay?
Anyway, that's enough of that.
Mr. Tavington says, have you been watching videos from Jose Monkey? I don't know who that is.
I don't know. No, I haven't. No. Are they good? Jose Monkey.
Is that Hose Monkey? I don't know.
I think it's Jose, isn't it? Jose?
Yeah. But...
Josie?
Anyway.
Josie Monkey?
Moving on.
Yes. Oh, yes. I know where I am. So, back on the Enterprise, Riker and Worf are summoned to the guest room. Oh, good evening, by the way, the beard. Good evening to you, sir. I hope you're well. Where is Goujon this evening? Is he out and about?
He's on his way home, trekking it from a town called Kongsvinger that I despise because of its traffic setup. I hate that freaking town. I always am lost and going through some random mountain somewhere. And it's like, why? Why does Google keep trying to change it? So I hate that town. It's referred to as the town that shall not be named in this home because I hate it so much. But that's where he is.
So yes, they're back in the Kess room, and they question as to why Picard and Crusher have not turned up at the designated rendezvous point. You don't know why. Merrick speculates that they haven't turned up because they are meeting with the Brits. It's like a double cross. The Federation is setting up a new military alliance with the Brits and applying the destruction of the Kess people. Riker thinks that's ridiculous. Right. So tells the ambassador to take this junk with him and leave his ship. Get off my ship.
These people are full of so much shit. Jesus.
It was full of junk. I mean, it's good if you happen to be a fan of modern props. Has it got even more stuff in it than last time? Like, it's got all these like red glowy things there now. So back on the planet, the two Starfleet officers are sat around a campfire. They are really hungry now because it turns out that there's nothing edible on this planet for humans. So they're screwed. The doc finds that the captain hasn't been enjoying breakfast with her. She's like, "Oh my god, you don't even like having breakfast with me." It's like, oh, this is turning embarrassing now. But it turns out that he just doesn't like the things she's been choosing recently. He prefers just coffee and croissants. But then, by her own admission, she was just trying to make it interesting for him. She prefers coffee and croissants as well. So I guess that's what they're doing from now on. Beverly goes to talk about camping with her son and her husband Jack and herself. And as she goes to mention Jack, she reads that Picard let slip in his thoughts that he'd actually always been in love with her. Even when Jack and her were married, she was married to his best friend, he still harbored those feelings. Something he'd always felt guilty about. And then when Jack passed away, he promised himself that he would never betray his friend. And that's why apparently he tried to stop her transferring onto the Enterprise in the first place. Little by little, he found that he didn't have those feelings anymore, and they've developed into a really great friendship. It suddenly gets very awkward between the two of them, so they decide to go and get some sleep. And that's how this act finishes, with them laying on a sort of earth rock floor, trying to get comfortable and go to sleep. The end of Act 4, and question time.
I couldn't help thinking, like, wouldn't his head get a bit hot there?
Yeah, I would definitely not like to put my bald head right next to the fire like that. No.
Hopefully we've got everybody listening, so we can just do the questions verbally.
I can do it. I've got it. Is this number 4?
It is.
I got this under control if someone wants to read it out.
Alrighty. Question 4. What was the name of the boy Beverly had one date with? And bonus question. Oh no, the options. A, Tim Russ. B, Tom Alok. C, Tom Paris. T, Tom Norris. And the bonus is, what does Picard want for breakfast?
Sorry, could you just close my door? Close the door.
There we go.
There we go. I've just got to put in my answers. Any trivia things from...
Well, I just think even if you didn't know the answer to that first one, you'd probably be able to guess, right?
Well, I
Which
didn't
one's the
know
odd one
it,
out?
but I can, by a, process of elimination, work out that I don't think it's the other three.
Yeah. Anyway, what trips do I have? Oh, nice to have some on location shooting. Where is this, Monty? Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Oh, and I don't know if you noticed, Mr. T was saying about that Jose monkey thingy. He said people send him videos of themselves and then he finds them using only clues from the video. So it must be like a YouTube thing, but that sounds quite fun. You'd be super good at that.
Oh, he's like a Street View, pro. Yeah. I'm shocked. There's a number of them that can do it. Like you go to, what's that game called? The Street View game. Anyway, they can just find a picture, it just randomly generates an image from Street View just of one picture of a bush or something, and they'll tell you exactly where that is in the world. It's incredible.
Well, we just have everything memorized. We've got a eidetic memory or something.
They've just done it so much and so much and so much that they can tell from the film grain, the type of plant that it is, the soil, the asphalt, the color of the sky,
Amazing.
whatever it is. They just know. They know where it is.
Cool. Okay, what else we got? Oh, so they're in an escape and evade situation, which would normally mean it's a bit unwise to have an open flame going. I mean, there's the light and the smoke and the smell, and so yeah, you think Picard would have known this.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, it's learned that Beverly and Picard have known each other for 20 years, which is nice. And it's also, there is some awkwardness when she first comes on the ship from an encounter at Farpoint. And at the time, he didn't seem happy with her being there, and you thought it was to do with, him feeling uncomfortable because of her husband and things like that. But now it's really because he loves her, which is quite nice.
All the Beverly Picard shippers going crazy for this episode.
Yeah, no, this is it, because they had sort of hinted at Picard crush and romance on The Naked Now, Allegiance and Remember Me. And obviously they explore it all further in All Good Things, where in a possible future they've been married and divorced. And of course they also pursue it in Picard. So yeah, good. I'm not saying.
Tyler was saying he's thinking of making a skit on the topic of one of these things don't belong, the question there, the deduction of elimination.
Yeah.
If you got Kirk, McCoy, Spock, and Ensign, what was it, Ensign McKay? Yeah, you zoom in on Ensign McKay there, sweating bullets.
Oh, he's not coming back.
Yeah.
Is that from Redcoats?
The red shirts,
jackets?
yeah.
Cool. Has everybody answered? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 answers. I think that's everybody.
Alrighty. And I have the answers.
Have you got the answers?
Yes, the answer is D, and coffee and croissant.
We all got the D. We all got the D.
We all got. You got coffee and croissants. Time Lord got croissants. I will take that. Ruth's croissants and coffee. No, Ruth, you got it the wrong way around. It's coffee and croissants. So Ruth got it wrong. I got it right. Coffee and croissants. Stupum got it right. Coffee and croissants.
Everybody right.
No Time Lord. No Time Lord.
Yeah. Oh,
Time Lord? No.
Yeah,
oh, no, he did. Yes, he did. Time Lord. Yes, he just said yes. Time Lord. Right,
I've got. He's sending his hermit with the magic for the spin.
I've got to put all these in now because Stu.
Stupid. Ruth, Mother.
Ruth.
Ruth.
Is that everything? Is that everyone?
Yeah, that is everyone.
Yeah, that's everyone.
Delete everything past Tabby and then. Yeah, that's right.
And Wookiee.
Oh, you got Monty Wookiee at the top there.
Oh, I didn't realise there was a Wookiee. There was another Wookiee at the top.
Rogue Wookiee.
Is that everyone?
Is it on mid?
That's everyone.
Yep, that's everyone.
Ping. Spinning the wheel.
Here we go. Where's your magic? Here we go.
Oh, embarrassing.
Oh,
I needed that.
my lord, son, it was a magic really almost worked.
I needed
millimeters away. We did it.
I did need that from the last one.
You got the 10 points back, but you lost.
I got the 10 points back. I lost. Yes. Not magical enough. No, so close.
At the
Look
moment,
how close that was.
Ruth is actually in the lead by 10 points.
Ruth.
You and I are joint second behind her. And then Stu Plum and only 10 points behind him is Tynard. So it's quite close at the moment.
Sorry, Wookiee. Sorry. Ruining everybody's fun there by winning the wheel.
Oh,
Not being a very good host, am I?
he's good. He's
Right.
good.
Okay, Act 5. We're into the final act. On the home straight. And we're on the bridge. Riker calls the Kess ambassador and hails the Prit again. They get her on the view screen, but she tells them to fluff off again. She has no intention of talking to them. She's already told them that. So Riker has Worf beam her to the observation lounge. Got this. I think he was happy about that. Like
facial expression.
So it's a hell of a facial expression by Worf there, isn't it?
She looks like she's sort of related to a Bajoran, right?
Oh, what? Yeah, it's kind of like Bajoran-y, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's the same. They're basically the same people, aren't they? It's got the same head makeup.
Yeah.
She's very Kywinian.
She just wears blue. Yeah. They're blue. Dabba dee dabba die.
Worf's like, I am pleased by this.
Yes.
That's what Time Lord says.
Beam her to the. Yeah, he's like, I'm pleased with what I've just done. I was allowed to do something. It's great. So, yes.
If he'd have pushed it, maybe they would have let him shoot something.
Oh, hang on. No, I've missed. There we go. So, the security minister is upset about being detained, about being beamed to the Enterprise. And both the Kess and the Prit refuse to sit at the same table and talk. They both accuse the Federation of taking the other's side and conspiring against them. Back on the planet, Crusher and Picard are being chased by guards. That's them being shot at. And that was that entire scene. Woo, says Crusher. On the Enterprise, Riker does manage to get them both to the table, so to speak, with the Prit accusing the Kess of working with the Federation to deploy weaponized satellites, and the Kess accusing the Prit of using the Federation, using Federation aid to claim Colrod Island. Riker's had enough, though. He puts his fist on the table. I've had enough, goddammit. He tells them neither of them have to worry. The Kess's application to the Federation will be denied. His recommendation will go something like, Kesprit, a deeply troubled planet with social and political problems. The Kess are driven by suspicion, deviousness, and paranoia. He tells the Prit that if he doesn't get his officers back, a lot more starships are going to come and investigate what happened. They're going to be scanning the surface. They're going to be sending away teams. It's going to be particularly invasive. And yes, the security minister doesn't like the sound of that.
He looks like he could have a little bit of Klingon DNA in him when he gets stressed out.
He start growing lumps
Why
on
it
his
goes a
head.
bit lumpy.
Yeah.
It's kind of hot though. I mean, he's sitting there like just bent over and kind of being aggressive or
Sort of doing this sort of gorilla stance, isn't he? You
yeah.
know?
It's like it's going to be invasive, and I'm like, where?
Oh. Yeah. Riker likes being invasive. It's his speciality. Yes. Meanwhile, on the surface, the Cap and the Doc find the border. That's them finding the border. Beverly manages to make a hole in the force field just as security forces arrive. Before Picard knows what's happening, Beverly pushes him through the hole and it closes behind him. That's
The shape of her nose there. I swear, like she must have had some good contouring kind of. I mean, I know she's got a good bone structure anyway, but it all looks like very angular and sort of, I don't know.
It's great makeup all round on her, isn't it, really?
Yeah,
she's looking fine in this episode. Looking fine.
Defo.
Fabulous. This whole episode. If he'd have had any damn sense, there would have been other thoughts that she would have to siphon through.
Well, I think that was possibly the case. Yeah. Back on the Enterprise, the security minister informs her forces have apprehended the officers, and they will supply their coordinates so they can be beamed back on board. Riker is like, thank you very much. Now, frack off my ship. And leaves them to it. Riker meets Beverly and Picard in the transporter room and tells them how Morek is determined to take his case to the Federation Council. And as they walk, he has a problem following the conversation that the Doc and Picard are having mentally in their heads. I like the fact that after he says, like, Morek is petitioning the Federation Council, Picard starts laughing. It's like, yes. So it's like, whatever, like, acerbic comeback or pithy remark she thought in her head, Picard picked up on, even though she would never have said it out loud. But it makes him laugh. In Picard's quarters, they finally have a lovely meal, a lovely dinner, because they're starving. And they're enjoying being free of each other's mind. They toast to their freedom. They find in some way that they do miss sharing each other's thoughts. The Doc particularly enjoyed Picard's dreams. Picard protests that he cannot be held accountable for what a man is thinking whilst he sleeps. But the Doc points out that what about what he's thinking when he's awake? Going back to what Tavikins was saying earlier about, her looking fine in this episode. Picard's like, yes, and on that, he takes this opportunity to explore these new thoughts and feelings that they've been sharing. But the Doc thinks that she should be going now. So she goes. She gives him a quick kiss, goodnight, and leaves. That's her on the other side of the door after she left. And Picard blows out the candles. And that's the end of the episode. Done.
Lovely.
I was like really disappointed how that ended. She was like, and what about those thoughts you have when you're awake? And he's like, yes, what about those thoughts? And she's like, yeah, we're leaving that there. I'm off. he's like, oh, I thought that was going somewhere. Damn it. Read the room wrong, didn't he? Bless him. Anyway, it's question time.
She's muted.
Oh.
You're muted.
I need to put the thing in the thing, don't I? I've got a thing. I need to put in the thing.
Thing in the thing.
Yeah, hang on. There we go.
Okay. So, 5. What planet was Jack Crusher conceived on? not her husband, but the son of Picard and Crusher? A. Risa, B. Earth, C. Caspera Prime, D. Metallis 4. And your bonus question is, the outdoor scenes are filmed at Bronson Canyon, but what famous cave can be found there?
I have no idea on the first question, so I'm just gonna have to guess. Oh gosh, you showed us that cave earlier. Would it be Bronson? I don't know. I'll guess. Let's go.
I showed it to you, but I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the name of the thingy. I can't remember.
I'm gonna go.
Some guessy guessies.
Oh, you've done it. You guessed exactly what I was guessing.
I don't know what else to guess. I'll just be making up words otherwise.
You have to read minus Bronson. It's auto-corrected to Bronco.
Cavey McCaves. I love that. That's brilliant.
Cavey McCaves. If we were going to name a cave, that's what we call it.
Excellent.
Have you heard about the British explorer ship, Tired Time Lord? I know you're on the east coast of America there, but Britain built like a, I don't know, £100 million Arctic explorer vessel, a scientific vessel, and the government decided to allow the British people to vote on what they wanted the name of this new British sword. And the British the British people responded and called the ship Boaty McBoatface. So the British government said to the British people, "Fuck off! we're not
doing it."
Boaty McBoatface. So they decided to call it the Sir Richard Attenborough instead. So that's what it's called. But it does have a sub.
They have created another boat somewhere, haven't they?
No, this ship, the Sir Richard Attenborough, has a submersible, an exploration submersible, and so it's like a probe. So they named the submersible on the ship Boaty McBoatface in honour of what the British public wanted. But that wasn't what we wanted, God damn it. There we go.
I always feel like stuff like that makes you think about how they function politically. Be like, oh, the public wanted this. No.
This is how Brexit happens, people, and Trump gets voted in as president for a second time. That's how these things happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boaty McBoatface would have been beloved.
Would have been beloved.
It would have been. It's our Boaty McBoatface. But no, we're not allowed these things. Yeah. Trump 2.0. You know it's coming. You just gotta resign yourself to it, you know.
Stupid doesn't know either answer.
NFI.
We're struggling with this week generally.
Well, the first one is multiple choice, so you just need to pick a letter.
Ruth hasn't answered yet. Let's give Ruth a moment. Anyway, I haven't even gone through my trips and stuff yet. Oh, Act 5. So one thing, you know when they're running down the hill away from the guy that's shooting at them? Well, when they're doing that, Gates McFadden's wearing shoes with like these sort of chunky bits sticking out the bottom, almost like cleats, but kind of bigger, like a big one on the front, a big one on the back. And they've got like laces on her shoes. You can't see her feet.
No.
And then when we get to the barrier a little bit later, she's back to her normal shoes with no laces and no cleats at the bottom. So it's just to you know, I guess for safety reasons going over that rough terrain. At the end of the episode, the last picture I think you've got actually, where Picard's wearing that lovely shirt. The shirt was then, it's Bronson Caves. That shirt was later worn by Harry Kim, apparently. in the episode Prime Factors.
This shirt.
Voyager. Yeah, apparently so. I'm gonna look it up. Okay, that's a Voyager reference. If we haven't got that already. And there is one main cast character missing from this episode. Who is it?
I know. Anybody else know?
Go for it.
He wears a visor.
Yeah, he does indeed. According to this trivia, this marks the only non-appearance of a regular cast member in the 7th season. I'd have to go to them to research that, but apparently that's the case.
Yeah.
So Ruth has answered Star Trek caves. So I think that's everybody answered, but we've got a real variety of answers.
We do.
We got
have
D,
some D's
B,
and C's.
D, C, C. And we've got Bronson Caves, Cavey McCaves, Bronco Caves, and Star Trek Caves, and NFI.
Are you ready for the answer?
Yes,
Yeah.
we're ready.
The answer is for 5. Regular question, C. And the bonus, the Bronson Caves.
Ah.
They're
Well done,
up.
everyone that got C. My
That
D.
changes the score significantly.
My D was a complete guess because Terry Matalas was the producer in that of season 3. I just guessed it was a self-name insert, you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh, that has shook the scores up a lot. We have a very clear winner.
You guessed right. Yeah.
But we haven't got the bingo scores.
We've
yet,
still
so I
got
won't
to
reveal
spin the
winner
wheel
yet.
of misfortune.
Oh yeah, we got a wheel spin.
So who's on the wheel spin then with Bronson Caves?
I think it was only you and I that got Bronson Caves, wasn't it?
no.
Because we got both. What did we get? Cavey McCaves, NFI, and Star Trek Caves. So yeah, it's just me and me.
I kind of want to put Cavey McCaves on there. Like, just no. All right.
Just it's such a cool answer.
The fuck? Come on.
Right.
Are you just scared?
Is that right?
You've got
It's just
50% chance of winning something.
it's a
That's good.
50-50 here. Here we go. Do. Actually, it's more than 50-50 because if we get Tavi,
Yeah, you've got a 50% chance of winning, 25 chance of nothing, and 25 of losing. Let's go, Harry!
what a mess.
Doesn't make any difference to the scores. It does.
Oh.
We haven't played bingo yet. But that nudged me a little bit ahead of you, Monty Man. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay.
Ali and bingo in a moment.
You never know. Maybe I've
Yeah,
got like
no
4
worries.
rows and a corner or something. You never know. You never know these things. Okay. Whilst that's coming in, I will bring up the sheet. I will bring up the sheet of figures. So everybody, if you want to start, go on.
Reception. I was going to say it got a 7.5 on IMDb.
right.
I don't think it got any awards or anything. But yeah, I don't know if you've got any thoughts on the episode while we're getting the bingos in.
Well, firstly, just everybody start thinking about what you give this episode out of 10. So from 0 to 10, what would you give this episode? See, important. Attached. Get your scores in. What would you give this episode? I was actually pleasantly surprised. Do you know what? If you'd asked me, like,
What is this episode?
give me 50-50, like, said random words and gone, is this a Next Generation episode? And said attached, I would have gone,
It wouldn't ring a bell.
Doesn't ring a bell. I would have thought what that episode was. But and it's not one that is, again, it's not one of those ones that really stands out with me for whatever reason. But actually, Really enjoyed it. Again, it had action, it had phaser fire, it had location shooting. Okay, you know, the location shooting is like, I mean, you don't get much more like just around the corner in Hollywood when they're filming on location right in front of the Hollywood sign. It's like, it's barely out of the studio. But, you know, an effort has been made. Yeah, and it's quite an interesting dynamic having those two long-term friend characters suddenly being able to, you know, read each other's minds and what that means for their relationship. You know, it's never been one of my favorites. I don't even remember it, but watching it this time round, I did actually quite enjoy it. It went quite quick.
Yeah, I found that. Whizzed through it. But I really like the idea of the whole they can't split up. I think I mentioned last time, but there's some film Wedlock, isn't there, where they have all these prisoners and there's some sort of like line around this prison. They got no walls or anything, and they say you can't go anywhere because you're electronically linked to another person in this place that you don't know who it is, and like both your heads will pop off if you run away.
Yeah, what's that called?
It's Wedlock, I think, isn't it?
Wedlock, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. 6 and 8 and a 6 in chat so far.
Did Andrew stop by?
Andrew,
no.
No.
Andy Steve
Andy
did, but
Steve,
Stealth did, but not
Andrew.
Oh gosh, I forgot his surname. Simple. Yeah, no, not Andrew. Simple.
I quite liked. There was kind of like an A/B thing, you know, because we had the kidnapping and their escape, and we also had the on the ship stuff with the ambassador and him setting up his own like headquarters and things. I know it's all kind of one story, really,
related, but yeah, it's still nice.
It kind of was like two, you know, it had multiple angles going into this episode, you know, not just one flowing thing. Mm-hmm. I quite like how it kind of built like the Kess as being the sensible ones at the beginning, but it just goes to show that, you know, how they can look sensible from a certain point of view, and then you realise that, well, everyone's nuts, you know, which is kind of like, it's kind of like their society is kind of like Twitter today, isn't it, really? It's just like, you know, full of conspiracy theories and
whack jobs. You brought up Twitter, and you reminded me just now that Gates McFadden officially left Twitter, and she had a public announcement. So she no longer has she is no longer on Twitter.
Yeah. I guess we should be saying X.
Yeah. Ugh.
Anybody yet call it X?
I don't think it. No.
Not that I've heard.
Let me know in
You're
chat.
literally the first
Has anybody gotten used to calling Twitter X yet? No.
No, I Xing haven't.
Okay,
Right,
there's
the
bingo
scores
for the bingo. So Ruth, you got 10. Mazza, you got 10. That's bad news, isn't it? I got 5.
She got 5.
Stu got 25.
No, I got 5.
Stu cleaned up and bingo.
Wow.
Dude, 25.
You cleaned up.
Nice.
Even the beard came second in bingo with 15. Wow.
What about yourself, Tabby? Do you not have any bingo cards?
I didn't get anything.
Oh, I thought you left yourself off. That's such bad luck.
Sean!
Evening, sorry, still connecting my earphones. 1 second.
Okay.
Just bad audio.
Right then. So, in first place.
The echo.
Yeah, he's just connected.
Sorry, I'll go on mute. Sorry.
He hasn't connected his headphones yet.
400 points for Ruth, so 10 points to Ruth on the score.
Sorry, should be okay now.
10 points to Ruth. Well done, Ruth.
Yes. And in second place with 345 is Stuplum. So 9 points to Stuplum.
9 points for Stuplum.
Next in third place with 310 points is Time Lord. Just gonna keep
How many points?
310, so 8 points to Time Lord. 8, yeah. And then next, sorry, 15 points ahead of Monty Ban is myself with 280, so 7 points to me. And then it's Monty with 265 points, so 6 points for you, Monty.
No.
And then we've got a few bingo winners. We've got Mr. T with 5 points and Smiler with 4 points.
Smiler with 4 points.
But Sean not have bingo cards either.
It's interesting. Time Lord's on 47. So there's a 47 reference in the scores for Time Lord.
Nice.
Not intentional, but I just realised I've got a Superman curl thing going on here.
It's because you're our Superman, Sean. You're our Superman.
Yeah. We missed you. This was weird. With us.
Sorry, guys.
It was messy, dude. It was real messy.
Sorry, guys. I'm sure this was explained. I had a slideshow with individual slides with little recordings to go all the way through the episode, and then it didn't work. I'll work on that for next week. I'm hoping I can get it done next week. It's my own fault for using LibreOffice and not torrenting PowerPoint like a professional. But I'll try and do it right for next week, and as it hopefully. And there was talk of a robot, Sean. I might be able to do something there as well. We can have a bit of fun with that.
I mean,
Multiple
you don't
options.
have to worry. If you just want one of us to do the questions, we can. You know.
Yeah, sorry. I normally don't put the answers on the question sheet and I did them last week, forgetting we didn't have a show, just in case I accidentally copy and paste them in because I know what the answers are. So
yeah.
But I'm sure you went with the consensus, so I imagine it worked out.
No, I was actually trying to do bingo, follow along in chat, while actually scanning through the episode in Netflix on my phone to make sure I got the right answer between acts and reading Memory Alpha, just crossing back and forth, going, all right, is that the right one? Is that the right one?
Okay,
and the ones that we needed a divider on, there was no consensus.
Which one was that?
The one with the caves, and I think another one where one of the
Monty Ban looked it up on the map anyway, so.
Yeah. Well, this is
Bronson Caves.
You probably can't hear it, but you should be able to see it. But I had like a whole little thing going where I had like little slides.
Next week we'll test it out earlier and we'll sort it out for next week.
Yeah. So
Time Lord liked caving that cave face.
No, we didn't.
Oh, my display capture's not working on top of everything else. Great, I'm great technical gremlin. Sorry, guys.
Okay, so scoring this episode. Have you got your paddle ready, Sean?
Oh,
Yeah.
Grab your paddles.
Look who's here.
We've
Sean's here. Moonsy's excited because Sean's here.
Oh, she's all excited.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oopsie.
They're litter mates.
They're multiplying.
Yeah.
So Wookie's giving it an 8, Time Lord's giving it a 6, Ruth's giving it a 6, Stuplum's giving it an 8. Are you ready with your paddles, ladies and gentlemen?
Ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
7, 8.
Wow, that's
pretty consistent
amazingly
score.
consistent for us.
I almost did
Not a lot.
7.
Not a lot of data in this episode, so I'm surprised it scored so high with Javi.
What's the average for the audience there? We got, I guess it's
With
7.
2 6 and 2 8, the average is 7.
Yeah.
I did
Bang
like
on.
this episode a lot because you couldn't there was a lot of you could tell that it was not written by a Star Trekky person. So I'm guessing Carl Sagan's relative or something wrote this. And there was a lot of odd things that I thought were inconsistent with general Star Trek world building normities. I guess, is that a word? Norms? Just go with norms.
Norms or normalities, yeah.
So I thought that was a bit off because I'm thinking tricorders can be adapted into communicators, and they could do all this other stuff. So they just would have been able to beam them out. But the storyline, I enjoyed the storyline so much, maybe because there was a romance involved. So it kind of sucks you in, like, oh, what's in his mind? And everyone loved that Starcraft lover sort of story where the guy wants the girl, but he can't get the girl because of actual facts. And, and the girl would have given the guy a chance had she known, but it wasn't the right time. And so I don't know. I think it was a nice build up to a romance that everyone was aware of. Because I'm always raising my eyebrow through TNG when they're having this breakfast together, and I'm like, okay, just breakfast, huh? Sure. But I enjoyed it, and getting to see the politics of a bickering planet who's trying their best to wheedle themselves into the Federation, even though they don't have a full planetary government, and they probably never will without genociding the other side off of the face of the planet. I can't say Earth. It's not Earth. Off the face of
Yeah, but let's face it. If there is a federation of planets out there, if there is a community of extraterrestrials throughout the galaxy, this is how Earth's going to join it, isn't it? This is going to be us and our bickering ways. Hey, we really want to join. We've got all the kit, honestly, but we just can't get along. Can't even stand the people in the next village, honestly.
We saw on Enterprise how it worked out. There was all the Tellarites, the Andorians, and the Vulcans wouldn't communicate with each other, but they were all on reasonably okay terms with Earth because Earth wasn't advanced enough to have a fight with any of them. And that's the only reason Starfleet ended up on Earth. It's a good explanation. It was as good as writing as Enterprise got, really.
Yeah.
They had a few good episodes.
Been a long time.
Getting from there to here.
It's been a long way.
Anyway, so it puts this episode at fifth best so far this year, this season, out of 8.
I wouldn't stay there, but that's a reasonable score for now.
Fifth best, fourth worst, depending on how you look at it. But it's quite a long way off. I mean, it's near, it's not far off the others in terms of, from the top. It's further away from those poor episodes. So I think it's a fairly decent episode. Quite enjoyed it. I like the fact we saw location. It reminded me, it's just, I do wish when they go on location that they do try to vary it up a little bit, because if you look at Darmok or you look at Insurrection, I mean, it's all every time they go out and about, it's always just around the countryside, around their studios, isn't it? So it's just Descent was literally the next hill over. It's just.
I think Insurrection, they did go to a different place, but some of those shots I could have sworn you could nearly match them up, screen grab, match up the line of the trees or the cliffside, and match them up with Darmok. They were so similar, and sometimes they made it look different. They made a little Bajoran village and they closed in on it in a little valley, but it was really close to it.
We managed to match up the same, like I did this evening. For Descent, we managed to match up the same field to the TOS episode where they all got brainwashed by the plant by sniffing the plant. They turned into hippies.
The TOS one.
The TOS one. It's the same, but again, it's the same I did. You missed it tonight, Sean. I did deep diving into Google Earth and showing some of the filming locations around there.
I will watch it back in due course. Yeah, as I said, I'll try and get the backup me. You know, the emergency, the emergency Chief Sean hologram backup working for next week.
Yes.
But I did have a lovely little
Emergency
slideshow
holographic
with a little bit extra context and an answer to each round. Kind of Jeopardy style, but yeah, it didn't work out. Next week.
Or are you going to be like Airplane? Are you going to turn your camera on and just have like an inflatable Sean and just go, you know, like the autopilot on Airplane? Yeah.
You see, I can do a recording of myself sitting here for say 20 minutes, half an hour, and then I can just run it as a green screen background, and then just run it through OBS and turn it on. So you'll just see me kind of on a loop in the back. I was thinking of doing that for next week. So you'll see me here in the background, just a recording of me just drinking, looking at the screen, drinking back, and just leave it run.
Wave every now and again.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Pretty much.
Very, very funny. Very good. I'll put you on the spot now. What's it next week, Sean?
It is the episode Force of Nature. It's
he was all there.
Yeah, no, I was waiting for the question. It's the we're destroying the planet episode.
We are.
Warp drive is destroying the ozone layer.
Oh, it's tearing up the fabric of space.
Yeah. And that's why Voyager's warp nacelles fold. And then they decided they didn't need to do that anymore, so they just made an off-screen explanation that they fixed the problem. Yeah, I'm sure we'll cover that in more detail next week. But yeah, it's the environmental episode where we're destroying space, and we need to stop blowing it up, and the politicians don't want to do it. Thank God we don't do that anymore. We learned our lesson 30 years ago, and that's no longer a problem.
No.
You're a conspiracy, don't you know?
Yes. Okay, so that's what we're here for next week. I will say I've enjoyed this week, completely not Star Trek related, but I wanted to mention it before we go. Jon Stewart's back on the Daily Show. For any Daily Show fans out there, it's been fantastic last couple of weeks seeing Jon Stewart back on Mondays on the Daily Show. If you have Comedy Central or have ever watched the Daily Show, I was never a particular fan of. I forgot what he's called now. The chap that took over from him.
Oh, the South African guy. What's his name?
Yeah,
I know you're on about.
But it's good to see Jon Stewart for a presidential running year. It's good to have him back, and that was good. That was a good.
And
thing.
Discovery's back on the 4th of April, guys.
Discovery's coming back, isn't it?
Yeah, we've all been really, really looking forward to more Discovery.
That will not change my life at all because I haven't watched it.
And since they want to keep the sets alive, we're going to have Discovery, Starfleet Academy years. Saved by the Bell, Star Trek Discovery. That's going to be fun.
Hey, he's a beard. He's home. It's good to see you're home safe and sound.
Mr. D.
Yes. Yeah, I know. What the actual F? Yeah. What the fluff?
Well, there's only like 10 more episodes and it's done forever. But as I said, they're making a Starfleet Academy spin-off, which I'm not crazy about. But.
Luckily, it's a short season, isn't it? It's only like a mini season, really. So,
it's definitely ending. So we'll get through it.
The fact that it went on this long is incredible, really, to be honest.
I do think that's incredible. So I was like, somebody must be watching this.
This is only season 5. It took them 9 years to make 5 seasons and like 50 episodes.
Did it?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Started in 2016, I believe.
That's amazing, isn't it? It's because COVID got in the way and they had some delays and things and
writer strikes.
And
Yeah, well, like, I mean, Strange New Worlds, they always knew they're going to make a new season, but, like, the last season ended in, what was it, August? And the next season, we're probably not expecting for another year again. Probably March, April, May next year.
Talking of Corona, was that a Corona there? You just... Oh, no.
And,
yes, Corona Extra.
It was.
Yeah, but obviously there's still rumours around Paramount being sold. I did hear Universal might be interested if they get it for the right price. And again, that's my personal choice because Universal has
No, it's
theme
stupid.
parks.
Mazram.
And
That'd be great. We could have Star Trek World in Universal Studios.
Yeah, well, that's it. They're going to be. They're building a theme park in I was going to say Bedlam, although that is a real place. Bedford. Bedlam was the site of the first mental health hospital. That's why, hence why that term comes from. They're building a new. They were talking about building it, but they haven't started building it yet. And if they bought Paramount, why wouldn't they build a Star Trek World as they're developing that park? It would just make sense. So,
that'd be great.
Yeah, it probably won't happen, but I'd love it if it did.
Yeah.
No.
But like every 2 months, go to Bedford. Good luck.
Yeah.
Well, I do go to Bedford every couple of months.
Yeah, you do.
My mother always.
You'd have to get a season pass.
Yeah, I know. I was like, Milo, we're going to be here way more often if that park opens up.
That would be awesome. We'd be flying there a bit more.
Yeah.
Yep. See you later, Time Lord. He's off to get his dinner. I think we are done this evening now. Thank you, Sean, for coming by and for supplying the questions. And it's kind of good that you didn't put the answers in it because it meant that we didn't read it, so we could still take part.
Well, the slideshow style I had it done in, and even if I can do 2 different versions where it's just a slideshow with the questions and answers and one with the video clips. So if one doesn't work, the other should. But the idea of having it as a slideshow meant obviously that you wouldn't read ahead. But that was just my sheet for myself. I didn't mean for it to be used. So sorry about that. We'll hopefully iron those out things for next week. I'm sure you mentioned it, but I'm in a play the 1st or 2nd week of May. I forget the dates. Didn't ask to be in the play, didn't read for the play, but they were short numbers, and next thing I knew I was cast. So I was like, okay, we'll do the play.
Doing the play.
Wookie says bloop blop bloop, guys. I don't know if that's him saying goodbye, but
say goodbye. We did play, Sean. We played we played a clip of the Star Rex song, him shouting you out, which was very, very cool.
That was nice.
Very cool.
That was awesome.
Very, very cool.
Oh, I was randomly drunk last July, and I just tweeted him on Twitter. I said, "Hear me out. Pretty fly for an AI." And it took him from July last year, February, to do it. But fair play to him, he got to it.
I think it was
he
slow.
never forgot about
he did instantly say to you. He did instantly say to you, "That's a great idea. Do you mind if I use it?" Didn't he?
He did, yeah. I mean, yeah, of course. I was like, if it makes 1 million, yeah, maybe I can take some of that. Like,
I think it's possibly
if it gets like 2,000 views, I'm like, I'm okay about it.
If it's not his best one, it's one of his best. I think it's
well,
it's
I do like I Kissed a Borg as well, but I quite like The Offspring, so I guess I probably am leaning more towards that one already. Yeah,
it's great. Right, well, thank you to Tired Time Lord, Stu Plum, Wookie, Ruth, Andrew, Andy, Seek, the Beard, Mr. Goujon. Hey! Making Wookiee noises in the background there. Thank you to my ever-suffering wrench, Smiler Rainbow, and let's hope the whole Akeum doesn't get destroyed in the next couple of days. And thank you to my co-hosts, Mazit Mabob, Tavikins Turner, and Chief Shom. We will join you next Wednesday at 8 o'clock for another episode of Star Trek The Next Generation. Cheers.
Doodle.